Hey, this is Mark Carrington from markcarrington.com. In this video, I'm going to complete week 5 assignment of the Quick Start Challenge that I've been doing. The assignment is to do with creating a video testimonial. Now, this has been designed to push some of the participants out of their comfort zone to make their first video. I've been doing video quite a while, and in fact have done a couple for the assignments during the challenge. So why did I start the Quick Start Challenge? I've been trying hard to make progress in internet marketing over the last 6 years. And I got an email from someone who has survived my shiny object syndrome cure, who said that he was going to be doing the challenge. Now, I was surprised that someone who was already succeeding in internet marketing would do the challenge, so that was enough for me to start out the challenge. So for me, it really was a last chance saloon for internet marketing. And my investing coach always says to me, stop doing what is not working and focus on what is working. So for the last 6 or 9 months, I've been particularly focused on my investing stuff because that is actually working. And the last part of the why I started the challenge is that I have a friend who is a strong believer, a strong supporter of what Dean Holland does. Dean is the person there on the right hand side. He knows Craig well too, and he said that if they've made a promise to help you kickstart your internet marketing, they will deliver to that promise. So I signed up for the first session, and there were a few things that really struck me. One is that Dean's journey was not that different to mine. Maybe his needs were different when he started, but he had spent a long period of time not making any progress. The second that struck me is that he certainly talks with a lot of passion about internet marketing and about helping people to achieve their goals in internet marketing. And the third thing is he laid out a framework which I must say has been missing in almost every internet marketing presentation I've ever sat through or any product sale. His framework is pretty simple. In week 1, we talked about laying the foundation, which was just to build a blog. So for that, I dug into the shiny object drawer and I dug out a domain that I'd registered in my own name, markcarrington.com, and I said I'm going to build my blog on that domain. He talked about finding products to sell, so some sort of strategic and product focus to generate income, build an email list, so an opt-in page that then ultimately allows you to build a list, automate the emailing process, and then drive traffic. So we basically walk around this circle in that direction and just keep going around and around and around the circle. Now that gelled with me quite well because several years ago, 4 years ago, after an internet marketing seminar where I was getting frustrated with the lack of focus, I created my own strategic framework. And the framework is pretty simple. This takes you as the person, which is some combination of skill, knowledge, and passion, focus it in strategically as to the niche area that you want to operate in, pick out specific products, and then create the platform, do the marketing, and make it an engine that keeps going around. And basically that is what Dean presented, is a strategic framework. And when you have a strategic framework and can start pushing through it, it is actually not that difficult to complete the assignment tasks because you know where they fit in their place and you can see how they build on top of each other, and that creates the incentive and the motivation and the energy to keep going. Now, the important thing that what it was, the whole framework was helpful for me too, in the style in which Dean presented was, it helped me clean up or tidy up or tighten up. Tighten up is probably the right word. The cure that I've developed for the shiny object syndrome. So use the strategic framework. So whether it's my framework or Dean's framework, to work out what do you need, when do you need it, have you bought it already, and then can you do without it, and then to use the stuff that you've already bought. So I do it one a week. So during the challenge, I added one new thing that I'd bought, and buy only when you need it. So I didn't buy anything for this program because I had all the pieces in place. But Dean was very specific about just focusing in on the things that you absolutely need for the stages of the process you're on. And that's actually quite encouraging, because so many internet marketers don't do that. They're always showing you the next shiny object. And then he said, how do you take action? Use a time planner, use a task planner, and when you get stuck, remind yourself of what it is that you're actually trying to achieve for yourself personally. So if we're going to then summarize, so what are the key learnings that I got out of it? Use a strategic framework. And Dean was very specific about start stuff and fix it later. So just get going. He also would say often, keep it simple and keep it going. And that leads us into the next point, is that consistency. And this is ultimately, I think, where I failed. I've started so many projects, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 projects that are all in varying states of build. Nothing has ever been completed, but nothing has ever been worked on a consistent basis. And it just goes everywhere where I have operated. So Dean has been very strong at pushing consistency wins. Probably the most important lessons is it's ultimately about being personal. He says, just tell your story, tell the way you're feeling, tell you what you're thinking, tell how you are measuring things, because people actually buy and they relate to people that they know, that they like, and they trust. And I understand that, because that's ultimately how I landed in this program. So I would actually certainly recommend the program from those sorts of points of view. It has a strategic framework. It starts simple, and then it builds consistency, and then ultimately it also does lead you into thinking automation. So what did I achieve? I built markharrington.com. It has two of the assignments. One here is a product area for helping people with copywriting and marketing, and then it links through to my second. I did the challenges twice. A lead magnet around one of my passion areas, which is using cycling challenges to raise funds for charity, and I've raised $17,758 for charity over the years, and so the challenge pushed me to get this in place. And while I've been doing it during October, this is my Great Cycle Challenge page, I've raised $2,163 using the techniques that are taught in the Quick Start Challenge. So the results speak for themselves, and I would certainly recommend Dean Holland and Craig Crawford, the Quick Start Challenge, if you get a chance to go through the challenge when they next run it in 2019 or whenever. I appreciate your time, and thank you.